everyone, welcome. Right now is May 19th, 2019, around 11:28 a.m. Saturday here in New York City. So in this video, we're going to be using my proprietary Pendragon 321 analytical system to analyze four stocks: QQQ, Amazon, Google, and Netflix. Okay, let's get right into it. So right now, we're looking at QQQ. And first thing that stood up to me when I look at QQQ is that over the long term, on the monthly chart, it's still an uptrend. Okay, everybody can see this L right here. That is a confirmed long signal. Although, so far this month, that's the latest candlestick here, some pullback. But it hasn't really touched any of these lines yet. So the first support on the monthly chart will be 172.69. That is going to be a very significant number, and we're going to get back to that later. So at least on the long term wise, even though it's kind of have a little pullback, I think due to the US-China trade war, but it hasn't really pulled back to any significant level yet. Okay, now on the weekly chart, we have an uptrend denoted by this blue cross and this letter up. Okay, so what's interesting is that the green line over here is 183.19. And on Friday, it closed at 183.04, slightly below the green line. Okay, it couldn't quite close above the green line. So that is some weakness. Even though for the week on the whole, it traded lower than previous week. This week could a week before, but last week it did managed to have a green candle. However, it's not quite strong enough to close above the green line. So there is some lingering concern for weakness there. Now, on the daily chart, okay, it closed at 183.04, and the green line was 182.97. So it's a difference of 0.07. And you guys could see, if we isolate out the candles for last Thursday and Friday, the market pretty much trade between the two prices, between the green line on the bottom and the pink line on the top. So where is QQQ, which is the technology sector, most likely to go? There are two possibilities. Number one, if you look at all three time frames, right now it's still an uptrend. Okay, we have a confirmed long signal on the monthly chart, and an uptrend, okay, indicator on the weekly chart, and also another confirmed long signal on the daily chart. And by the way, if you took this trade, from last week, you could easily get out, or at least partially get out at the green or the pinkish level, okay, pink price level, or at the very minimum, you should be moving up your stop loss to break even. So although in the previous signal here, we had some loss, okay, but in the second signal, this one, I think we pretty much made back up for the previous loss. Okay, but now everybody want to know where the market is going to go next. Now there's two possibilities. Okay, so if you look at the chart right here, it seems that right now on the weekly chart, it really wants to go back up. Okay, even though as mentioned before, on Friday it couldn't quite close above the line, but it only missed it by a little bit. So next week, if it go above the this last week's high, which was 106.07, so that's put a number at 186.08, just one tick slightly above it. That high, by the way, is the same as this high right here. Okay, I'm just gonna switch to should be 186.08. I'm just going to switch back to daily charts, because that way we can look at both possibilities. Okay, so if above, it traded above 186.08, okay, then it's a good chance that the market is going to resume its movement going backward. So you want to be, still long the stock, okay, or at least hang on to your long. Now, however, if it crack below this green line right here, which right now is 182.97. Okay, why is this number very significant? Okay, all right. So 182 is similar to this 183.19 level. So these two prices pretty much converge to the same value. So that tells us this this is a semi-strong support. So if this price level does not hold, okay, does not hold next week, the next target is going to be this significant number at 173.02. Now this number is even more significant than 182. Why? Okay, this is your first instance of now let me change a different oval. So 172.02, okay, on the daily chart, and look what happened here. On the weekly chart, we have 172.98. That's pretty much like 137, 173. I'm sorry, 173. And finally, on the monthly chart, we had this value again. It's at 172.69. You see how all three of them are pretty much very close to each other. On the lower end is what we have on the monthly chart, which is 172.69. On the higher end is 173.02. That's a difference about, I believe, it's only a little bit over just get a calculator so I'll give the exact number, 0.33. Okay, they're only off by 0.33. So when three numbers converge to that single price level, okay, similar price level, that is going to be a very strong support. So in the before, we had these two numbers converge around 183, and the next numbers converge around 173. Okay, that's the two level you want to watch out for. So if the market, this is a short-term trading now, if the market drop, below this 183 level, the next strong support is going to be 173. Now, for you long-term traders, investors, if you're managing your portfolio, like retirement fund, IRA, or something like that, just doing a long-term trade, 173 is what you want to watch out for. Okay, if you have adequate capital, because then I would might even consider to add on to a position over there. But right now, it's definitely not the time to jump in yet. Okay, for long-term trader. And of course, if you worry, anytime you worry about your portfolio, to the point that you can't really sleep at night or you have some worry, my suggestion is to trim down. Okay, and I just give you all this different case scenario already on the price level that you need to watch out for. Okay, so that is QQQ. Now, next thing we're going to be looking at is Amazon. Okay, AMZN, Amazon. So first thing that stands out to me is that if you look at it on the monthly chart, we always start with the highest time frame. On the monthly chart, these these green line and the pink line are fairly close to each other. So what that's telling me is that it could be another strong potential support level, okay, or resistance level. Okay, so just like back in when we're doing QQQ, we can have numbers that are close to each other on different time frames. Okay, that could tell us a possible very strong level, or on the same time frame too. And QQQ, I just want to mention before you guys, we have three different data sets on daily, weekly, and monthly, and yet they came out to the similar support level, at the 173 level and the 193 level. So that shows you the regular, the strong effectiveness of this algorithm. Anyway, okay, let's go back to Amazon. So right away, obviously, we have a monthly long signal on the monthly chart. And how you gotten long from the signal, you will be making more than about at least 1 hour already. And this is on a monthly chart. So the way to use this on the monthly chart, you may not want to hold position, let's say, on a swing trade basis. You maybe can look into options. There are various different type of option strategy you can exploit, but that is a topic for another video. Okay, now anyway, so on the weekly chart, okay, the green line is 1823.61. 1823.61. Now let's see what's the low for last week. The low for last week was 1815.75. The low for last week on Amazon was 1815.75. So the difference, it's really just and it matched the close above that. So that's a positive sign. That's a strong sign. So if you look at the difference, it's fairly close. Okay. So that, unlike the QQQ, which cannot close above the green line. Amazon does manage to close green line, above green line. So that's another positive sign for the stock. So right now it seems like it's going to touch this support level and it slightly bounce above it. Okay. Now on the daily chart, what we have here, again, a few days ago, we have a long signal. And look at this. If you got long from here, risking only this candle, right now, and as he took out, and the green line could be your first potential profit target, and it's, you can watch out and watch for it, and as you go above, you could easily take partial profits or take the full profit here. And as Friday, as you pull back, you could just close out your position. And either way, at least this is getting you 1R already. That's 1 unit of risk for 1 unit of profit. So in other words, you risk 1, you're gonna make 1 already. Okay. Now what we're looking for here, Amazon closed between the green line and the pink one. Okay, so again, very similar to what we saw previously on QQQ. Okay, if next week you break above last week's high, that's 1917.51. So that's place it at 1917.52. One tick above it. Okay, then there's a very strong chance that this is going to continue to go upward. And another thing you notice that if you go above, this green line, Amazon effectively will be above all 3 lines on all 3 time frames. And as mentioned before, every time when that happens, there's a strong possibility where the strong up move can happen, just like back in here. Okay, everybody saw that, right? And by the way, we also had a long signal right here to go long on the stock. Now, another thing, we talk about multiple time frame analysis. Let's go back to monthly chart now. So, as of March of this year, okay, on the monthly chart, a long confirmed long signal was triggered. So if we go back to a daily chart, that's on the monthly chart. March, remember? Voila, March starts right here. So this long signal, and look what happened here. You could only have risk 1 candle, this little small candle unit, and make all these profits right here. That, you can say right here, this is your first stop, okay? And when you post back, you lean against the green line, you couldn't quite crack below it. The green line acts as a support, that's your next leg up, okay? All these profits, because you're leaning against the monthly signal. That's how we operate. Because the goal is not necessarily to get as most number correct trade as possible, but it's to maximize your return. Okay, I'm gonna give you a very easy example. For example, let's say you're doing 10 trades, and the first 9 trades that you do, you make only $1, right? So after 9 trades, you made a total of $9. But on the 10th trade, you actually lost $100. Okay, so net, you are actually down $91. That's a horrible trade, even though you have a 90% success rate, 90% winning trade. But overall, you are, that's a terrible trading system. All right. On the other hand, same 10 trades. That's the first 9 trade you've been losing. But each trade you only lost $1, and on the 10th trade, okay, you hit a home run and you won, and you make $100. So now net you are up $91. So this is a great trading system. So a lot of times in the beginner trader, retail traders especially, they are only focused on the direction and on the winning percentage instead of looking at risk and reward. So that's why I'm doing the multiple time frame analysis, because by getting signal on a longer time frame, we can dial down to the lower time frame, such as weekly and the daily chart, and look for reduce the risk even more. And we have all these different longer term trend in our favor, so we can make more money. Okay, so that's Amazon. So again, if it cracked below this purple line right here, next level we're gonna watch out for is this 172539 right here. So it's very similar to the QQQ that we saw before, and everybody see this number 1725, 1728. So that's gonna be your next strong number. Okay, so that's Amazon. Now next thing we're gonna be looking at is Google. Okay. Google. Wow. Okay. Google is, even though it's part of the FANG, it's not as strong as Amazon. So, well, the good thing is, well, similar to Amazon, first of all, we have a confirmed long signal from a few months back. Okay. Back in, let's see, I think it's actually February. So this one started earlier. Google started to run upward earlier, because whereas Amazon started in March, Google started in February. So if you got in from here, you could make some money. We can dial down to a lower time frame, see what's going on. But right now, it managed to bounce above the pink line right here. Everybody saw that on a monthly basis. So that's a strong sign, because it challenged and bounced back up. But if when we dial down to the time frame, to the weekly time frame, however, right now Google seems to be stuck in a trading range right here between the green line over here, okay, and the purple line over here. Actually, in the beginning, the weekly wise, it just stopped between the green and the pink for now. But if you look at a bigger time frame, the box trading range, it's really between the green and the purple. So we gotta watch out for. And this is a weekly chart, so that's what I find a little bit concerning, because it's a longer time frame. So that means you spend more time in there. And okay. So right now we look at the on the daily chart, same thing. Basically, for the past couple weeks, it's been stuck in this trading range from the pink one on the top and the purple one on the bottom. Of course, it slightly crap below it and it bounced right back up. And the reason it bounced right back up is because it's also everybody see it? Okay. Let me bring this number down. Purple line on the bottom is 1138.63. That is your potential strong support. Now on the weekly chart, what do we have here? 1136.51. You see how these two numbers, again, they are very similar. Okay, they are very close to each other. So that's why I told you it's possible strong support. And indeed, that's what happened when Google reached that thing and it properly bounced back up and it touched the pink line on Thursday. The pink line on Thursday was, on the daily chart, was 1188.85. And the high on Thursday was 1188.16. Only difference by 0.69. Okay, 0.69 on the almost $1,200 stock. Okay, so 0.69 on 11. I'll use close price then. That's a precision of 0.00058. Again, let me repeat that. That's the difference of a precision of 0.0005, or in percentage term, that's 0.05%. 0.05%. That's how precise these numbers are. So, okay, what's going to happen in Google going forward? Very strong possibility is that Google might be spending its, next week or couple weeks in a trading range between these lines. Okay, so of course, if it's above the lines, then it could be like Amazon or QQQ, resume the next leg up. Okay, if you below it, then that's the next leg down. But most likely scenario, it could get stuck in between here. So that being the case, you can use your favorite oscillators, like stochastics, RSI, Williams percent R, what have you. I'll let you guys decide what you want to do, and lean against these price levels, because you might be going up and down. You might be in a trading range, so trade accordingly. Now, finally, we're going to be looking at Netflix. Okay. Wow. Okay. Right away, we have a very strong support. We're looking at monthly chart here. This pink and purple line, they are pretty much stuck on this 319 to 321, give or take. That's a very strong support level, even though we're still far away from it. But that's going to be a potential strong level. That's usually what stands out to me when I look at the chart. And another thing that's interesting is that on the monthly chart, it's actually quite, it's actually didn't even touch the green line. Okay, and now and this confirmed signal for Netflix occurred even earlier than Google and Amazon. So let's see, when did this happen? Oh, that's in January. So as of January this year, Netflix is actually having a very strong rally back up already. Okay. Yeah, I forgot to do that in Amazon. We'll do that here. So before I mentioned, we're gonna, if right now we get a long signal, confirmed long signal on monthly chart, we should dial down to a smaller time frame like weekly or daily to further reduce our risk and to go with the trend. So now we know on Netflix it's January, the market been going up. So let's go back to January, see do we have any potential possibility to trade. Okay, January occur right here. Lo and behold, you have your first signal, uptrend indicator. All right, middle of January, and then you have all these long signals right here, all these L signals. Okay, so again, we lean against the longer term trend signal, and we do all this thing, and all this trade you could make money. And look at this, when this long signal happen, you will get long, your risk, and so happen to also touch the support, the purple line right here. It acts as a support, and we can use just these two candles, the price range of this red candle, larger one, as your unit risk. We call 1R. Okay, R stands for unit risk. Okay, risk R. Okay, and look, see, you're definitely gonna make more than 1R. In other words, you're gonna make more than 1-to-1. Okay, and as it goes down, the next thing is it touched the green line, and when it's a support, when it started bouncing back up, that's another leg up, right? All these things. See how many you could be trading this thing. You could be going on the long side in Netflix for the last few months, all because there's one long signal on the weekly side. Okay, now let's go back to let's go further down the time frame. So on the weekly time frame, okay, only thing I don't like right now, this chart is similar to Google before. You see what's going on here? On the weekly chart, it's closing below the green line right here. Okay, so far the move, after the initial up move, it's been kind of anemic. Okay, it's not having a lot of momentum carrying forward. Okay, so it might be going to a trading range just like Google over there. So watch out for the green line on top and this purple line or the cyan line, the number on bottom. That's going to be your next potential trading range. Okay, now when we go back down to daily chart, what's even more concerning is that now we have our first downtrend indicator. Okay, so it's telling us the momentum is waning. Okay, and again, it seems like it's we have this trading range going on here. Okay, now having said that, the market can do anything you want. We always want to be prepared. We always have multiple situations. So yeah, if the market can manage to break up above 59.69 and stay above there a little bit, okay, close above it, then you will be above all three lines. Then perhaps the real strong up move can begin, could launch from there. Right? And if you crack below the purple line on the daily chart of 337.24, the next number we gotta watch out is 320. Everybody see how 320 right here on the weekly chart pretty much matched up with this 2-monthly number. So if you drop below 337.20.24 on Netflix, the next strong support will be 320. Let's say from 319.50 to 321-ish level. Okay, that is your next price level you want to look at for your potential support. However, again, if you go above, okay, then because Netflix would be above all three lines on all three time frame, so perhaps the next powerful up move could be launched from here, just like all this thing previously. So right now you have three possible scenarios, but right now it seems like market wants to spend a little time in the trading range, okay, adjust itself, consolidate a little bit, and that's what we see right now. But in case, because there's only three ways the market could go: up, down, or in a trading range. So we'll give you all the scenario for all three now, and now we have trading plan and we have idea how to react to it. Okay, so that concludes this video. In the next video, we're going to talk about 4 more stocks. So I'll see you in the next video. Take care. I'll see you there. Bye-bye.